Good morning. Today is July 11, 2020. I'm Tanya Pittman, and I'm coming to you with information about the second stimulus package, where we are on the unemployment extensions and the PPP loans, okay? Before we get started, please hit the subscribe button down below, thumbs up, and the bell. So let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, so as you all know, with today being July 11th, we've still got 9 days to go before Senate is back in session. Yes, Senate is still out on vacation until the 20th of July. Once back, they will stay in session until August 7th, and then they will be out on vacation for another 3 weeks. So what does that mean for us? That means that they will have an 18-day period to get everything resolved before they go on vacation and take care of the American people. We're talking about extensions on unemployment. A lot of Americans will really need that taken care of before the 25th of this month. So in order to stop us from having a delay in checks for unemployment, they would have to have that approved and by both the House, Senate, and the President, and forward it over to the unemployment office for an extension in order to have an uninterrupted period of that $600 a month. Now, in the state of California, as well as in many other states, it's already been approved that some unemployment will be coming through, but it's a minimal amount. That additional $600 is what everybody's all concerned about. I mean, if you think about it, $600 a week is $2,400 a month. That's a lot of money to take a loss on, and even $600 in a week to have to wait for Senate to come in and approve it, especially if they go out on August 7th without having taken care of that. Now, we've heard that Senate already has an agenda, and the unemployment and update on the stimulus package are not the two things that they've discussed as having on their agenda when they first returned to Senate. So today, we'll talk a little bit about what we've heard and what they do have on their agenda, okay? Let's get started. So it looks like everybody's all on board for extending the PPP, and we probably can expect an additional period of time to be given for requesting PPP loans, okay? Now, I'm just going to go through some of the things that I learned on the stimulus package and unemployment at the same time. They're basically tied into one. For one, on the stimulus package, Treasury Secretary said that Mnuchin and the Republicans do support a second check. They also say that the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell does want to present his own plan, and that he is looking to present a plan of 40/80 income limitations for the full amount, meaning that he wants to give stimulus packages to individuals who make $40,000 or less, and married couples that make $80,000 or less. I don't have the figures on head of households yet, okay? The Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, says that she doesn't know where that 40K came from, and she would need to hear it explained. Basically, she wants to know what it entails. So as she hasn't heard of it yet, she really doesn't have much to say on it until she hears from him. So I can tell you that the previous formula was that $75,000 to an individual, it was $112,000 to head of household, and it was $150,000 to married filing joint. So again, Mitch McConnell would like to see that go from $75,000 dropped down to $40,000. That's a big difference, and that would leave a lot of people out, okay? Mnuchin said that the second stimulus package would be passed by July 31st. And this means that checks would begin to roll out around late August into November, okay? Steven Mnuchin and the Republicans want to limit the extension of unemployment to 100% of wages. Now, that has been a big deal about people receiving more than they actually make and feeling that that $600 additional money per week is what's allowing people to make more than they actually make, and therefore they don't want to go back to work. Okay, and the whole game plan here is to get people to go back to work. So, excuse me, Republicans do want to limit the extension of unemployment to 100% of wages. That is Stephen Mnuchin and the Republicans. Republicans and Democrats are getting closer, though. There is a clash on liability protection and state and local government assistance, but they are getting closer. As you remember, before Senate went out, they wouldn't even discuss the original package that was put on the table, already approved by the House of Representatives. Okay, so now they are talking, and apparently, although they're on vacation, and they did say that this would happen, but we didn't have any much faith in them. They did say that while out, that they would be discussing all the parameters of the extensions and all the parameters of the stimulus package. So apparently there has been some work done while they've been out. We were told earlier that they would look into all of the options on the table and would have their questions answered so that when they did come back into the House, they would be ready to make votes or suggestions or changes. Okay, so apparently something has been taking place in the background. Okay, let's see, the clashing on the liability protection and state and local government assistance. So the Democrats want to protect the employees, and the Republicans want to protect the business. Okay, Pelosi said the Democrats said that they are pushing employees to go back to work too soon. Okay, and that is where she stands. She feels that the Republican Party is pushing us to go back to work too soon and before it's safe, and she doesn't believe that it's right. Okay, Republicans do not want to give support to states that they feel mismanaged funds before the virus. Okay, now we did hear the President of the United States talking about different states, saying that they had mismanaged monies, making threats that he would not support states that had mismanaged their funds. So we'll take a look at that and see just who are they talking about. Democrats said that if they do not get the assistance that is needed and required, that the state localities have no choice but to have massive layoffs. Now, I think that that's going to be a big tool that they have as they go in, because we do know that the Republicans are trying to push people back to work sooner, and they are trying to get that unemployment rate down. The last time we heard, the unemployment rate was at 11.1. And so with Republicans pushing people to go back to work to bring that rate down, we do know that the Democrats will have it in their favor as they go in to discuss what they will do and what they're willing to do for the individual people, and whether or not they will agree with Democrats on their demands. All right? So that's really, in a nutshell, all we know right now on the stimulus package updates, on the unemployment updates, and on the PPP loans. Okay? Well, let's talk COVID-19. There's a lot going on there. According to, let's see, who is this? Who wrote the article? ABC News. Okay, so according to ABC News, the where did it go? Let's see. Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms has issued a statement that Atlanta was going to roll back to phase 1, which was meaning that they would be back to staying in their homes. However, before she could get that statement out good, the governor of Atlanta came out and issued a statement of his own. And that statement said that, I'll read it to you verbatim, Mayor Bottoms' action today is merely guidance, both on non-binding and legally unenforceable. As clearly stated in the governor's executive order, no local action can be more or less restrictive, and that rule applies statewide. The governor's statement said, once again, if the mayor actually wants to flatten the curve in Atlanta, she should start enforcing state restrictions, which she has failed to do. We ask citizens and businesses alike to comply with the terms of the governor's order, which was crafted in conjunction with state and public health officials. The statement added, these common sense measures will help protect the lives and livelihoods of all Georgians. Bottoms herself had tested positive for the virus earlier this week, but has shown few symptoms, she said. In the state of Texas, Texas is one of the hot spots, okay? So in the state of Texas, there's currently 10,002 patients hospitalized statewide, with Houston's Texas Medical Center at 105% of capacity. Texas reported 95 new fatalities on Friday, down slightly from Thursday's one-day record of 105. That now brings the state's total to 3,013 deaths. Well, the state of California is going to be releasing inmates. So the state of California is saying that they will be releasing, that is the Department of Corrections, they will be releasing another 8,000 inmates. Looks like California's Department of Corrections Rehabilitation, I'm going to read it to you verbatim, said that Friday it'll release more inmates to help protect prisons from COVID-19. The department said it estimates 8,000 inmates could be eligible for release by the end of August, in addition to the about 10,000 people released since the pandemic began. Wow, that's 18,000 people. Everyone will be tested for COVID-19 within the 7 days of release. That's probably not long enough, since it normally takes up to 14 days, even up to 21 days before you even have symptoms. However, it said these actions are taken to provide for the health and safety of the incarcerated population and staff. Wow. All right. Well, according to ABC's Atlanta affiliate WSB, Georgia State reported 4,484 new cases and 35 new fatalities on Friday. And here in my own home state, California's hospitalizations have jumped up by 40%. California jumping 40% in a 2-week period to 6,171 patients. The number of people in ICUs have increased by 28% in the last 2 weeks. Please hit the subscribe button down below, thumbs up, and the bell, okay?